tell y'all something. Beyonce was on to something when she said quit your job. Because maybe I'm about to quit mine with no real solid backup plan. It's a whole mess over here. I've been a mess for the past month over this decision. And I'm going to tell you why I came to this decision. But before we get into that, let's get into a couple of other things. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Kiana Clark. I am single with no children. I'm 26. I live in Richmond, Virginia. And welcome to my first sit down video. Really excited. This is really why I created this channel. I really want to be a talk show. Like, I want it to be a talk show. That's just what it is. So today we're going to be talking about jobs, okay? When you should quit, why you should quit, how you should quit, when you know it's time for you to leave, excuse me, how to know when it's time for you to leave. But like I said, before we get into that, let's get into a couple of other things. While we're on the topic of jobs and adulting, can we talk about how ghetto adulting is for a second? I mean, between the having to get up and go to work every day, working at a job you hate, you might not hate your job, and if you don't hate your job, kudos to you. Like, the mundane things, everyday things are just so annoying. Like, I gotta go to work every day so I can go to the grocery store and buy high-ass groceries that I may or may not cook, because I'll be so exhausted from the job that I may or may not hate that I can't cook some nights. And then you have to go to the grocery store and pick up those groceries, which requires more work. And then you put the groceries in the car, you pay for these high-ass groceries, you take them home, you bring them in, you have to portion it if you're that kind of person. Sometimes I am, sometimes I'm not. And then you have to cook it, let it thaw. I am the worst when it comes to making sure you take food out to let it thaw. But now that I'm grown and I have my own place, I would let that faucet run. That's something my parents would have never allowed. And if you're like a green person, I'm so sorry. But I let the water run. It's got to get thawed out. I don't know what y'all want from me. And then you have to make sure you pay your bills on time. Like, I know this sounds crazy. I know y'all are probably like, Kiana, get a grip. Like, but I can't get a grip. I can't. Like, why do I have to do all of these things? You know when you're in high school? And everybody's like, don't be in a rush to grow up. Don't be in a rush to grow up. You're going to miss these days, blah, 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 blah. I don't miss those days, but I also don't want to grow up. So where does that leave me? Where does that leave me? Nowhere. Which is why I feel lost now. I feel so lost. Ooh, and then on top of that, they want you to date. They want you to stay financial literate. They want you to, what else do I have to do? Oh my goodness, the car. If you're a car owner as an adult, you have my deepest condolences. I cannot remember to get an inspection sticker to save my life. To save my life. I don't know what it is. And there's nothing wrong with my car. Nothing wrong with it. I simply just don't, one, have the time to go to the shop to get an inspection sticker. Sorry, piece of gum in my mouth. And so I just don't feel like it, to be honest. And then when you do go, they want you to make an appointment. Now that I live in the city, I can't just go to the shop. Like, that's bogus. I'm from the country, baby. I am from the country originally. I can pull up to any shop any time of the day and get an inspection sticker. But the city, like, I called the other day and they were like, oh, I can't get you until a week from now. Oh, a week? A week? Child, I'm just not gonna get it. Like, I don't know what to tell you. I'm just not going to do it. Just needed those 5 minutes to vent. It may not even been 5 minutes, who knows, but and it might not even make sense, but I don't care. I needed that. Let's get into the fit now. I have on Skims bodysuit, these camouflage like cargos that I got from Fashion Nova. Are these rings? These are like little Cartier dupes that I found on Amazon. So cute. This is another band I found on Amazon, just a plain gold band. My favorite little gold hoops from Target. And this is just a little everyday necklace that was gifted to me. Yeah, and I have my hair in this little slick back bun. I love a good slick back. Very simple, very cute. I love it. Okay. Now that we got the venting and the outfit out the way, let's talk about my favorite things. For this week, I have two new favorite. Well, one is new. One is something I've been using for a very long time now. The first thing is my new nail kit, Gel X nail kit. I just got in from Amazon today. Sorry. I have used Gel X kits before with my friends. So I finally bought my own. I was supposed to do my nails before I got on here, but again, I didn't give myself the time. But I love the convenience of a Gel X kit. Like, you can do your nails from home and make it look like a full fresh set. I'm not that great at it just yet, but I'm getting better. And now that I have my own kit, I'm really going to get better. It's just, I don't know who has the time. How you girlies have the time to run to salons and whatnot all the time. Because I don't. I do not. And it's not even that I don't have. And for the days that I do have the time, I just don't feel like I want to rest. So, sorry, excuse my cat. It's just like, ugh. I don't know. Also, I'm tired of having to pay people for something that I can easily do. If it's something like my hair, like braids, I don't have the desire to learn braids. So I will continue to pay somebody to do that for me. But nails, I'm there, baby. I can make something out of nothing. In fact, I'm going to insert a couple of pictures of the nails I've already done on myself. Baby, I'm going to get there. I'm gonna get there. You're not gonna be able to tell before long if I did it or if I went to a salon. Like, you're not. And that's what I like. I chose this one because of the nude colors. I'm about to get into my nude-ish era, my French tip era. That's the kind of mood I've been in lately. And I know for a fact that I'm going to use these the most, like these colors. Especially starting off, I just want to probably just do a simple base color, call it a day. So that's why I bought this. I also bought this kit because it had the big UV light. I've tried to do my nails before with the small one and it sucks. I don't like it at all. I like to put my whole hand in there and not just one finger to, no, I don't want to do that. But yeah, so I am so excited. Like literally after I finish this video, I'm going to go do my nails. Yeah, I am. I love it. I love it. I can't wait. I can't wait to be that girl again. And some of you might think, well, bitch, why is you so excited over doing your nails? When we get into the body of this discussion, of this talk, you'll understand why. My second favorite thing for this week is hyaluronic acid serum by Art Naturals. I've been using this serum for the past, I don't know, probably at least a year now. It can be found at Target for only $10, which is nice. And I don't know, it's just so good to me. I have extremely dry skin because of eczema. Not more than likely, I have dry skin because of eczema. I'm going to say that's more than likely why. And even if it's not why, I have dry skin and eczema. That's a double whammy, baby. Double. So this serum is not only affordable, but it comes from a clean, cruelty-free, vegan and wellness brand. I'm not gonna sit up here and tell you that I check to make sure everything is vegan. I don't. But this happens to be vegan and it's a great product for me. I use it every day. It can be used day and night. And I have no bad, I don't know. It just leaves my skin feeling so moisturized and not super dry. Sometimes products can leave my skin feeling dry, even if they are for dry skin. I don't know why. It's part of the reason why I don't really use like cream-based products. My cleanser is an oil cleanser. I also have a salicylic acid cleanser. I just recently got into a cream moisturizer by Inky List, but I don't use it alone. Like I put something on top of it as well. Because just cream products just don't work the best for me. Some other products like shampoo, conditioner, face washes. They have vitamin C serums. I've seen on their Instagram that they just came out with like a rosehip oil or something, and I hope Target gets that. I've been looking to like mix a little oil, just a tad bit oil into my face routine. But glad to see, I don't know, a million other like Gel X kits out there. So if you find one that's better, please let me know in the comments. If you think you have a better hyaluronic acid serum than me, please let me know in the comments. I love trying stuff. Y'all should see my room. But anyway, it's sad. Let's get into our next segment. Okay. The next segment is pop culture / girl talk. And maybe who's the top girly right now? And honestly, she's been the top girly. What? If you live under a rock, you may not have heard that Beyoncé is currently on tour. Yes, I am. Let me bring y'all closer. I need you to understand. I stand the queen. I do. Pick somebody better. you don't have somebody better. Thank you. Anyway, she is currently on tour, her Renaissance World Tour. I actually got to go see her in DC. I was the first night, not the second rainy night. Um, she wore that beautiful white satin dress with those big like fluff leather glove sleeve situation. Uh, and fun fact, that concert was my first ever concert. Like, I have never been to a concert before that, and it was a great experience. And it kind of is like bittersweet because who else is going to do it like B? Nobody else is going to do it like her. And I just know me, I'm going to be comparing everybody else I see after her to her, which is not fair to them. I'll be the first to admit that, but that's just how I am. Like, I like to pay, when I pay good money, I want to see a good show. And honestly, Beyonce tickets weren't even that expensive. And I have good seats. I'll insert some of the clips. But I don't know. This is such. She's calling it her gratitude tour, which it sounds like she's gearing up to tell us she's about to retire. This is a 3-part project, so I'm really interested to see what the other 2 parts are. And girl, can you please drop them damn visuals? Like, what? Stop playing with me. I got my fork and my spoon and my knife, and baby, I got a cup too. Pour it in here and I'll drink it up. Bring the visuals, drop the visuals, release the content, girl. The fuck? Anyway, you also know, other than the outfits, another big part of the Renaissance World Tour is the mute challenge. I would just like to say that DC was declared the first winners. I know she said something about Atlanta, but honestly, Atlanta didn't even do that good. Because look at Phoenix. Have y'all seen Phoenix? Or Las Vegas? Las Vegas is really it. That's because Adele got them 2 in together. I'm going to insert that video if y'all haven't seen Adele.
Everybody on mute. Fucking fail miserably. Have you not been watching the videos? I get them sent them daily. When she sings everybody on mute, you have to be fucking quiet.
Preparing her people, or preparing Las Vegas for Beyonce. Like, she is the ultimate stance, which is so wild to me. I don't know. I just feel like I'm lucky. I don't know. But who's to know that that woman surprises us every chance she gets. And sometimes I'm just like, girl, please. But it's okay. Whatever she gives us, I'm going to take it. I'm going to take it in and process it and enjoy it and talk about it until I can't talk about it anymore, because she should be not worship, but she needs to be given all of her flowers while she's here. And yes, I'm talking to you, Grammys. Thank you. So yeah. Let's talk about the random man from Atlanta, baby, and how he's not random anymore. If you don't know who the random man from Atlanta is, you weren't supposed to. That was the whole point of him being called the random man from Atlanta. But essentially, he is this horrible ass man that has knocked up 7 women, excuse me. The 7th one, look at that, the number of completion. If you are a Christian, you know what I'm talking about. Her name is Morgan. She was a 7th baby mama. She wrapped that shit up, girl. And she didn't wrap it up anyway, or he didn't wrap it up. But anyway, look at that. It's crazy. She has grown very quickly on TikTok. I'll, in fact, insert a TikTok. She has grown very quickly on TikTok, like 100,000 followers in a day, 2 days, like crazy fast. All because she's telling her story as a single mother raising a baby from this man, with this man that she had, like this random man from Atlanta. He left her, he just did her dirty. In fact, I'm sure he's done all of his women dirty. But the development, the hot development that has happened recently with that whole situation is that he is no longer random. He chose. He took it upon himself to get on TikTok. And probably not just TikTok, but that's where I saw it. To get on TikTok and expose himself and try to defend himself. Baby, what is there to defend? You're a repeat offender. And I just don't understand. Like, if you don't want kids, you simply just don't nut in a girl. Like, I don't know what else to tell you. If you don't want children, don't have unprotected sex. And she says that she didn't know that he had all these other kids with all these other women, which I'm sure is true. Like, she's young. It's whatever. I mean, I'm young, but she's probably, I don't know, she might be a little younger than me. And I've been there. Like, you just be making decisions, child, and not really thinking. And it's okay. Like, what matters is that we learn from those mistakes. And she has. And she is profiting, as she should profit, off that random man from Atlanta. Fuck. What else I want to add on that? Oh, I support Morgan. That's what I wanted to add on there. But I can get into how I having a son one day, possibly having a son one day. I do want children one day. We'll get into that another day, and these men another day, and how I'm afraid for my son another day. It's just annoying as hell. But anyway, we're gonna move on from that. Speaking of shitty ass niggas, we're gonna move on to one of my favorite YouTube girlies, and that's Arnell Armand. I'm not gonna talk too much about her. I'm just gonna say that, and I'm only bringing her up because my friend was like, "Oh, they're dragging your girl on Twitter," and I was like, "Who's my girl?" And she was like, "Arnell," and I was like, "Why?" Talking about they don't feel bad for her and what she's going through with her child's father because, like, she liked some tweets or something that were in support of Tory Lanez. She produced the evidence, and nobody produced the evidence. We couldn't find it or anything like that. So, no. And honestly, if you watch her enough and if you watch her sister enough, you know, like, that's not their character. At least I don't think that's their character. Um, if somebody else can show me the evidence in the comments, please do. But I don't see it. And I feel for her and what she's going through. I feel for all single mothers. It's not an ideal situation. And although she's single, she's not alone, which she said in her last video. And that is, I have seen women who are doing it alone. I mean, I know them personally, but I can see that they're doing it alone. And it's not easy. It's not easy at all. So and for people to get online and drag these women, just mind your business. If you don't like it, you don't have to watch her. She knows she knows what she did wrong and what she may not have did wrong. And What can you do? The baby is here. The choices were made. She's dealing with it. She has the money. She has the money to do it. She has a nanny. Just and she came online and made herself vulnerable, which she said she didn't do easily. And for you all, whoever said what they have to say on Twitter about her, to get up there and run your fucking mouth. Like, this is why people don't want to be vulnerable. But this is also her job. Her job is lifestyle vlogs. I mean, that's not solely her job, but you know, that's a part of it. To show her life in vlogs. And yeah, some people may say that, oh, well, it's her job, so she knows, like, this is going to come with it. True. It most certainly is going to come with it. It comes with the job, but it doesn't mean that you still have to do it. Like, I don't know. A lot of things come with jobs, and that we're literally about to get into in the next 30 seconds or so. But a lot of things can come with jobs, but that still doesn't make it right, you know? It still doesn't have to happen. It could not have to come with the job if you all would just stop. In conclusion, I do not support a random man from Atlanta. I do not support probably any niggas, to be honest. Um, I'm a girl's girl, and that's just what it's going to be. Let's get into the main discussion now. Before I start to go in on my current job, I'll just a little closer. I am first going to say that I am grateful for the opportunity that they gave me. I learned a lot. Despite me hating that place, I definitely learned a lot. Excuse me. And would I do it all over again if I had the chance? In a way, I would. I would definitely ask more questions if I had a second chance at things. And I probably would have had them, like, or give them some conditions. I don't know, but in a way I would do it again. In a way I would not do it again. But like I said, I am extremely grateful for it. It taught me a lot. Some of the things I am going to be able to take with me to other jobs. And that's a life lesson. I like that. And that's okay. And another thing I liked about the company is that I would be able to grow more if I wanted to. But that's not what I wanted to do there. After I really saw where things were going and I really started to look at the positions above me, that's just not what I wanted to do. So I just wanted to start off with that. And it's really interesting. I saw a TikTok. I have to stay off social media. Anyway, I saw a TikTok of Steve Harvey saying, you know, and he's clearly not the first person I heard say this, but anyway, you know, you get up every morning and you should thank God for the job that you have. It may not be the job that you want, but thank God that you have a job. A lot of people don't have a job, and I have been living my life like that for the last few years. You know, thank God I have a job. Thank God that my job isn't like super stressful to the point like doctors and nurses. I don't know if I could live with the kind of stress that they have. Like, at the end of the day, I know that I can leave work at work if I really wanted to. I could leave work at work, especially before I moved up. I could definitely leave work at work and not bring it home, other than, you know, the little ranting and venting I needed to do or the little work tea I had. I could leave it at work. And once I started to look at the positions above me and saw that I did not want to grow there anymore, that's when I knew it was time for me to go. And literally, like clockwork, everything else started to happen. All the bad stuff started to happen. Me showing up to work late and not giving a fuck. Not giving two fucks. Not one, two, three. None. None. And that's dangerous. Especially when you're in management like me. Like, I'm a manager. Um, that is dangerous. Like, bitch, you manage. You manage the fucking place. How don't you care? If you don't care, then your people don't care. And it started to show, and I don't care. I don't. That's how I know it's time for me to go. Another way that you can tell if it's time for you to go is that if you can't learn. I guess growing and learning is basically the same thing, but if you can't appreciate the lessons anymore, you need to go. If you get up every day and you dread going up in that bitch, and that's why you're late because you would rather take a write up and be fired than go on that bitch, you need to go. You need to go because you don't want that to start to reflect on you. You really need to go, baby. Let this be your sign. And let me tell you, I don't have a solid backup plan. I don't have a bunch of money. I only got 16 subscribers on here at the moment. Like, so I can't even fall back on this if I needed to. Like, I'm winging this, but I can no longer. And I'm winging this and it scares me. Like, I am not doing well. Okay? I'm gonna be straight up. I am not doing well right now. Mentally. Financially, I'm fine for now. But, like, mentally, like, I struggle with the thought of quitting my current job every day. Should I just stay? Because I do have a backup job, but it's not. I'm taking a $9 pay cut. Okay, I am taking a $9, or it might be 10, $9.50, I think, dollar pay cut. That is big. That is big. Um, Especially now when inflation is through the roof. I have a dog. I have pets in general. Like, student loans starting back up next week. I mean, basically next week. This is the last week of August. Um, Student loans starting back up next month. My birthday is next month. On top of having a car note, credit cards, rent, all sorts of things. Like, I'm scared, but at this point, I am willing to go broke, to go negative, to go into negatives, to get out of there. I'm not happy. I don't ever see myself being happy there. Um, and just to give you, let me go ahead and give you a little background. So the company I'm with, I'm not gonna say their name, or at least I'm gonna try not to say their name. I probably will slip up, and I might just bleep it out if I do. Um, I have been working there since I was a student at VCU. When I graduated VCU, I was interested in taking it to the next level because when I graduated, I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to do. I graduated a political science degree, and the next step has always been law school, like I'm sure most people in political science will do. And then I was just like, you know what? I don't want to do that anymore, or at least not right now. It's school is school is so time consuming and expensive, especially law schools in Virginia. Like, I just, I quite literally just didn't want to do it. I didn't. And I still don't. I have no desire to go to grad school. Um, I don't know. It's just, at least not right now. I think because I worked so hard in high school and in college, and college itself was a journey for me. Ooh, that could also be a discussion another day. Um, I simply just didn't feel like doing school anymore. I didn't feel like doing anything hard anymore. The job is pretty mindless for me. Not too hard, at least especially in the beginning. Definitely not too hard. Um, just is what it is. So I spent about 4 months just, after I graduated, just working, just, still at the same place, just doing what I needed to do, enjoying. I was Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. Perfect. Like, this is what I've been waiting for. No more schoolwork, no more trying to go to school and work two jobs and still have a somewhat of a social life. Like, I don't have to do any of that anymore. I can get up, go to work, come home, relax. And on the weekends, go to brunch or make brunch. That's just all I had to do, and that was great for me. Um, and then I started to see where I could. So that was my life for about 4 months. So then I could see where I could probably climb. It's like, there's a position open or about to be open. Um, and I think I can do it. I think I can do it. I saw this really cool. And so then I like moved up to manager in January of 2022. Me and my former boss, which is basically like my mentor for this job, was preparing. She was preparing. I was doing all the things I needed to do to prepare for this manager role. And things were going well for about a month or so, and then something happened, and they basically told her to stop. Like, yeah, we're not going to promote Kiana. Okay. Fast forward to June, like June 1st, HR calls me in randomly, and I immediately knew what the fuck they wanted. They call me in randomly, and it's like, hey, like, yeah, would you like to take this position? I go, let me think about it. But of course, I took it. They offered me one amount. I asked for about a couple $1,000s more. They didn't give it to me. I said, fuck it, whatever. I need this job, so I'm gonna do it. I also need the experience. Because if you're job searching in America right now, they don't give you shit without experience. And even then, you still might not get it. But anyway. Um, so I started officially. Well, I was supposed to start officially in this new position June 16th. So within those couple of weeks, my former boss and she's information overloading me. Like, I'm feeling stressed and overwhelmed. That's how I should have known. I'm feeling stressed and overwhelmed because I need to hurry up and try to soak in all this information while I can. Then June 15th comes around, and my predecessor just decided that she wasn't going to go to work anymore. Just stop. So they're like, oh, you got to get down there right now. Like, you have to go there. You start today. Bitch, that's not what my offer letter says. That's not what my offer letter says. But whatever. I'm a yes girl. That's problem number one. I need to stop being yes girl. I started down there, and for the first little bit, it's a little rocky. Don't get me wrong. Anytime you're doing a transition, it's a little rocky. Especially when you and your predecessor have two different ways of doing things. So I'm just trying to figure out the motions, get acquainted with everybody. Blase, blase, blase. We skip a few months ahead, and baby, it gets real. It got real and real quick. I mean, I was working long ass days. with no support from the higher ups. No support. And they straight up told me, hey, we know you're struggling, but we're not gonna be able to help you. Okay. That's okay. I said, you know what? It's whatever. I'll figure it out. I always do figure it out. And yeah. But I was not trained. I was not supported. So anyway, time goes on and I'm so exhausted because I'm working 10, 11, 12-hour days, 6 days, 7 days a week. Like, I'm exhausted. To the point where one day I'm just like, yeah, I don't care what happens. It was probably close to Thanksgiving, and Thanksgiving was going to be like the first time I had like a whole week off. So that was going to be the first break I've had since like June. And man, leading up to that Thanksgiving, I didn't give two fucks. And that's what happens when you're not supported, when you're overworked, when you're not, I guess I was sort of not really compensated for. That's what happens. Like, you get exhausted, you get tired, you don't care. You genuinely do not care. As long as this bitch is up by the time I leave, as long as it's not burned down to the ground, it will be okay. I'll figure the shit out tomorrow. And that's what my attitude was going into Thanksgiving. Came back, went to Christmas break, worked for a few weeks at Christmas break. Christmas break was the reset I needed. Needed. Okay? So that was okay, but I could tell that my attitude was still shifting. It still wasn't doing well, although my work, like my output, was saying I was doing okay. My higher ups were not happy with me. Beats me. They found a problem with every little thing. It didn't matter. Every time when they did stop by, which was like once, actually, I can't even tell you how many times. I have like 4 or 5 different people I had to answer to, and one woman in particular would stop by periodically, but she also always had something to say. And sometimes she was wrong. She was wrong. Like I said, after Christmas, after New Year's, I started to really use my insurance. I hadn't had insurance since I was like 18, 19, because I come from a working class and I couldn't be on my parents' insurance, so I just went insuranceless until I got this job. And I needed to go to the dentist terribly. Ugh, I'm still heated about this conversation. But anyway, I had to go to the dentist terribly. Toothaches, all sorts of stuff. Anyway. And I can remember when my bosses did not check up on me to the point where I could miss the entire week and they wouldn't fucking know. They would not know. And in fact, towards literally like a month or so ago, I was so sad and depressed. I did miss a whole week. They didn't know. That's how unsupervised I was, which is dangerous. Dangerous. But anyway, I let my boss know. The first time I've ever done this, I let her know, like, hey, I have a dentist appointment. And I could tell that she was stressed from the day. Wait. And I'm telling her about my doctor's appointment. I'm like, yeah, I have this doctor's appointment, this, that, and the third. Oh, it was a very important meeting that we all had to be at. But get this. When I made the doctor's appointment, it was months in advance. This meeting was not supposed to happen at the same time as my doctor's appointment. And it was a doctor's appointment to see if I had PCOS, which I do. So I really needed to figure that out. The woman who scheduled the meeting changed the meeting within like a day. Like it was supposed to happen, let's say if it was supposed to happen on the 12th, right? On the 10th, she says, yeah, I'm moving it back to the 15th. What? And I told them straight up, like, I can't miss this, you know? I didn't, without going into detail, she's like, hey girl, like, other than me saying, like, I need to be tested for PCOS, like, I'm be missing my period for months, girl. Like, I gotta figure this out. She responds to me by saying, didn't you just have a doctor's appointment? Mind you, she's catching an attitude with me over something I have no control over. I don't have control over I don't have control of this PCOS diagnosis, possibly. I don't have control of this woman moving this meeting last minute that also inconvenienced you. So now it's your inconvenience and you're upset, you're taking it out on me. Baby, that ain't got shit to do with me. I asked if I can call in. I didn't say I was going to miss the entire meeting. I just may not be there for the first part. Or can I just call in? Like, the woman who scheduled the meeting was so bent over making sure that all of us were there in person at the very last minute. No, I can't do it. And yes, I have another doctor's appointment. I'll have 15 fucking more if I want. I haven't been to a doctor in years. And I think that's why I was so triggered, because it's just like, you never know what somebody is going through. And that woman has kids. She has a child. And she also has a girlfriend that be having brain issues, like seizures and shit. And you're asking me, you're saying, oh, we got another one? And yes, she did say it like that. I know what the fuck, how she said it. It was not misinterpreted. I took it the way she meant it. What? Yes. And I'm fucking going. And I went and I was diagnosed with PCOS. Simple as that. Fast forward another month or so, I have another doctor's appointment. Baby, I can get a root canal. Like, this is what happens when you haven't been to doctors in years. Like, you just have to get everything done now. And it just is what it is. But once again, I plan accordingly, baby. I am a Libra. I'm a Libra, okay? So I plan and I coordinate and I try to accommodate other people. I make sure everything is good to go. I let you all know in advance. I put in my time, and baby, I don't even miss the whole work day. I had a root canal that morning that we had another meeting, and I still went to the fucking meeting. You know how much pain you're in when you have a root canal? But that doesn't bother me, because low-key I'm a workaholic and I'm going to do what I have to do. And that's the kind of feedback I have gotten from this job. No matter the results I was producing, no matter what the people under me were saying, no matter what I was saying, I was never good enough. And that's the fucking issue. And I cannot. As somebody who has anxiety and just like self-doubt in general, I cannot constantly be told that I'm not good enough. So now we're going to fast forward to June. Was it June? It was end of June towards beginning of July. I'm being told, I don't know where. Well, I'm not gonna say it was out of nowhere. There was a little incident that we had, but nothing different from all of the incidents across the company. Like, I wasn't the first to have this problem. I wasn't gonna be the last to have this problem. And it was an easy, fixable problem. Whatever. Or actually, it was a problem out of my control. Now that I know. Anyway, or that I just found out that there was nothing I was going to be able to do to control that problem. So, after this very long meeting, long day, exhausted, my boss was like, hey, can you come here for a sec? I was like, yeah. She was like, so we're going to move you to a different part of the company. Whoa. Whoa, baby. You're going to move me. Yeah. And granted, it wasn't her decision, it was her boss's decision, like the person above her, who had only been there for like 2 or 3 months at the time. He might have been there a little longer. But anyway, not long enough to know what the fuck going on. And then on top of that, he wasn't even there in person to make that call. He was on fucking vacation. So yeah, he told her to tell me that they were gonna move me to a different spot. I didn't give a 2 weeks notice. I was nothing. Like I was like, oh, when is this change gonna happen? She was like, oh, tomorrow. Tomorrow. Okay. Well, luckily tomorrow came and I checked out the new little location I was gonna be at. The next day I was gonna be off for I had off. So remember, because my friend Angela came into town. Go check out that vlog if you haven't. Yes, I also vlog. Anyway, and right before she came, I just had like a breakdown because I was so stressed and overwhelmed because I knew the new location they were moving me to, or the new department, it wasn't going to be for me. It wasn't going to be for me. And I was right. It only took me one visit to know that that place was not going to be it for me. Simple as that. So anyway, my friend comes and we have a great time. We eat well, we catch up, have a good time. She leaves. It's time for me to go back to work. And I am so depressed. I am going in that bitch moping around. Don't want to learn nothing. Can't learn anything. It was just a mess. And I felt a mess. I felt terrible. I have like trained myself not to cry so much that every day I wanted to cry and I couldn't. It's just because I've always talked myself out of crying. So now it's like I can't do it that easily. Working on it in therapy, whatever. So honestly, the department I'm in now, I haven't been there since August 19th. It is August. What day is it? It's August 28th. And I haven't stepped foot in that bitch since August 19th. And I told myself on that last day, yes, that was a fucking Saturday. I had to work 10 hours. On a Saturday. It was also my dad's birthday. But anyway. I told myself. I went in there. It was such a long, terrible day. I was just like, I remember getting home and I told my friend, I was like, yeah, I have a roommate. So I told her, I was like, I don't ever want to step foot in that place again. I don't. And I haven't yet. And what I'm struggling with right now is deciding if I should. Yes, this place doesn't treat me well. It does nothing for me. I don't want to learn there. I don't appreciate there anymore. I learned what I could and I'm done. But I still go back and forth on the idea of whether I should stay or not because of the stability. I need stability. I love stability. I love having health insurance. I love being on salary. Although it's not a big enough salary, I love being on salary. So what's happening now is that I am off. My new job that I'm supposed to start is supposed to start on the 13th. My current job thinks I'm returning on the 5th. I will not. Although it's not completely set in stone that I will not return, I'm not going to go back more than likely. It is taking a toll on me and I have to go. And right now I'm just in a period of transition and not only transitioning to this new job or transitioning out of stability, just transition in general, like what I want to do. I'm almost 30. I don't really have a solid plan. But I just know that this period of my life needs to end. I am getting rejected from jobs left and right. I might be too qualified. I might not be qualified enough. And every time I ask them for feedback, I get the same answer. Oh, you were great. We just had a bunch of great candidates. At this point, I'm starting to think it's because I'm black. Like, I don't know what y'all want from me. So I'm just not in the best position mentally at the moment. It's like, because like I said earlier, I don't do well with not being told that I'm not good enough, you know, feeling inadequate. It's not for me. I don't know who it is for, but it's not for me. So but I'm trying to see the good in all of this. I'm trying to reassure myself, like, it's not me. It's really not me. It's them. You know, they missed out on a worker, you know? Maybe this just isn't God's plan for you. He may have something else in store for you. Everything happens for a reason. I truly believe that everything does happen for a reason. I'm also being super picky with my next job. I think I mentally cannot afford to not be super picky with my next job. And that is a adult move, baby. Like, oh my God. I don't know. Sometimes I just feel like I'm doing the wrong thing, but I'm not. And I have to constantly remind myself of that I'm not doing the wrong thing. The facts are there. The facts are that place is shitty. It treats you like shit, doesn't pay you enough. You're not happy there. Move on. And that's just the bottom line. And I don't know. I always thought that I wouldn't be in a position like this because I like to consider myself a rounded person. That's what I be telling people in these interviews. Yeah, I'm rounded. I'm so rounded. What? And I am rounded. And I think something that makes you rounded is one, being able, not, okay. I think something that makes you rounded is not the fact that you can do two polar opposite things. For instance, I think deep down I've always felt like I'm a city girl and not the JT version, okay? Not the JT Young Miami version. It's to the city girls, the actual city girls, because I love them. And my girls. But like an actual city girl, like, you know, Richmond is not super city, but definitely way more city than I'm used to. And where I come from is super rural, like more cows than people rule, okay? Crazy, right? So I think I don't think I'm rounded because I can live in the country and the city. I know I'm rounded because I can appreciate what both those places have to offer me. And I can learn something from both of those places. That's what makes you rounded. Being able to appreciate both sides and learn something from both sides is what makes you rounded. And once you learn from that, you can grow from it. And I have grown from this So now I'm on, and I appreciate it. Don't get me wrong. Fuck them. Fuck them all day long. But I appreciate it. I really do. I appreciate it because I'm able to share my story with other people and be like, hey, I've been where you're at. I'm telling you now, it's not it. It's not it. Whether you want to hear it or not, it's not it. So I'm being super picky with my next job. The moment I don't see something I don't like, we're moving on, which also limits my choices. But hey, it is what it is. Anything to protect your peace, that's what you need to do. It's just, it's not worth it. And also, I can be picky and I can not take the next job that offers me the same salary and it's still a shitty ass place. Because I don't have children. I can do what I want. And now is the time for me to do what I want. Because I don't have anybody else to depend on me. It just is what it is. I don't want to make super rash decisions with my job. If it's like a stable, if it's my own business, I'm gonna do what I want. But I cannot be unhappy in a job and have kids. Like, it's just not it. My current job, I definitely wouldn't be able to have kids. It's just not ideal at all. I never have the time. Like, I don't have the time as it is. So I know I wouldn't be able to work where I work now and have children. And children are a non-negotiable for me. So I gotta just stick it out and keep my head up. I don't know. Honestly, I'll be honest with you. I'm so confused. I'm so lost. Um, but it's a lot of self-doubt. And but ultimately I know me. And no matter how much self-doubt I have, baby, when this body and this mind, or maybe this body and this heart, or this heart and mind, I don't fucking know, but when me starts to work without me knowing, it's over. And what does that mean? That means, for instance, no matter how many alarms I set, this body said, bitch, you don't feel like going. You don't want to go. You hate it there. So you're not going to go. When this body starts to take over, that's it. That's it. What can you do? What can you do? I can't do anything but sit my ass down. And that's what I've been doing. So, in conclusion, we will just see. Stick with me, please. Please like, comment, subscribe. Please comment. Let's keep the conversation going. How are things going with you at your job? Are you trying to quit? Do you have any advice for me in quitting? I don't want to quit necessarily in a mean way, because there is no wrong way. I don't want to quit in a mean way, but they've been mean to me. And I fully believe that what you put out is what comes back to you. But how long do I keep giving people who are so rude to me the benefit of the doubt? I don't know. So many thoughts. Um, so many thoughts. Let me know your thoughts. Please support my channel. Like, comment, and subscribe. Go follow me on Instagram at lookatKey, CIY, I will see you next time when we have another little Kiki moment, little Kiki session. Bye.